division winners. The golden era of Astros baseball continues.
This is Astros baseball on a Friday night from Minute Maid Park, and even better than that, it's JV Day. Justin Verlander activated off the 15-day IL before today's game. He will get the ball against the Oakland A's as the Astros go for their sixth straight win tonight. It's game 2 of a 4-game set between these two teams as well, and a great night for you to be tuned in right here to AT&T Sportsnet. Julia Morales with you now. Todd Kalashevlin will be with you in just a second, but it's magic number season. That's right, it's dwindling down for these Houston Astros with all these wins. 6 is the magic number to clinch the division, but guess what? If they win tonight, it has to be a win for the Astros. They can clinch a spot in the postseason, giving October baseball to their fans once again. Now, you will not see this team celebrating with champagne. They're going to hold off on that until they clinch the division. Dusty Baker saying we're going to continue to focus on winning games, as many as we possibly can, and everything else will fall into place. But things are certainly trending in the right direction for these Houston Astros. And then to get Justin Verlander back. And with more on that, I'm going to send it up to the boys in the booth. TK, Blummer, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great, Julia. Just win tonight, like you said, for the Astros, Blummer, to get in for a 6th consecutive season and 7 out of 8.
They continue to win. They continue to go out there. This is just the first step. I love how they're handling it. Wait till they clinch that West to pop those bottles.
And tonight they get the ace back. Justin Verlander having perhaps his finest season ever.
He is having his finest season ever. You're going to see the last 11 starts from him. He has a 1.29 ERA. That whip has consistently been under 1. And opponents, that's a slugging average, not a batting average against. That is a slug at 254 against him. Last time he was out there was August 28th before he tweaked that calf. He has worked himself back. And you know what? I've got to trust Justin Verlander to know that his body is going to be healthy enough to go out there and get the Astros a strong start, because when he is on the mound, the Astros are a great team. And how about this? They just need more rotation out of that, more depth out of that rotation. It's pretty amazing.
I mean, when you talk about this guy, he's just phenomenal. He's probably going to win Comeback Player of the Year and a very likely Cy Young Award as well. At least he's the favorite right now. And here he is coming back tonight, giving the Astros a chance to wrap up a playoff spot with a victory. We're getting ready for baseball on a Friday night. Should be a live atmosphere tonight. Astros and A's fireworks to follow, and a possible clinching of a playoff spot with a win. We'll talk more about a 5-game winning streak when we come back. Quality, all at low prices on every item, every day. By Metro and the Metro Next Moving Forward plan, bringing 500 miles of travel improvements to the region. And by H-E-B. No store does more than buy H-E-B. Last night was a close game heading into the 7th inning. The Astros were battling with the A's, finally pulled that one out in another 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, you know the offense is going to go out there and pick up the pitching. Just give them enough time and enough at-bats. They'll figure it out. They're getting it from everybody in that lineup, too. Yesterday, we got to see Trey Mancini and Christian Vasquez contribute. How about Aledmys Diaz? Big 2-run home run as he stepped in, helping out this ball club as he works himself back into that lineup.
Astros winning last night. They'll try and win again tonight and make it a 6-game winning streak and push themselves in to the 2022 postseason. Mathematically, if they get a win, that is wrapped up. Ace in the hole, Justin Verlander back on the mound tonight. 18 days of rest since his last start.
Verlander returned to the mound for the first time since August 28th, a day which started well for him against the Baltimore Orioles. He struck out 6 over the first 3 innings before leaving that game with the left calf discomfort. He said several times, though, right after, he felt like he had dodged a bullet and everything was manageable and he could get back in pretty quickly for him and for anybody, really, who's suffered a calf injury like that. But for Justin, was ready to go. This is our dugout report presented by Jack in the Box pretty quickly, as we said. And while in Detroit earlier this week, he did do the running. He did the PFPs necessary to make sure he was good to go. So the last box to check off here is what he said. It's the game box. So that's what he's doing today, getting back at it after some intense bullpens that he threw. And, of course, the running, like I said, as well. He played catch yesterday. Everything fine as well. Dusty Baker's saying they're going to watch him today. But, of course, JV's a guy that knows himself better than anyone. He will communicate what he's feeling to them today. and then they're going to watch him, see how it goes. But we will watch how this plan plays out for him. We don't know a pitch count or anything like that, TK, but we're going to watch how the plan plays out against the Oakland A's today. Blemmer, I'm going to send it up to you.
Thanks, Julia. It's good to see Justin out there. We know that he has worked hard to get back in this position after having such a phenomenal year. But how about what he's done against the A's in the last 4 starts against them? 2019, he did give up those 3 runs, eventually losing that game. But in those last 4, the 2-1 record, a 1.13 ERA, and he's got 38 strikeouts to go with it.
Here's the Oakland A's lineup that will go after Justin Verlander today. You've got Tony Kemp leading off, followed by Vimial Machine at third base. Sean Murphy behind the plate will hit third. Seth Brown in center field batting cleanup. Ramon Laureano in right field. Dermis Garcia is the first baseman. He'll bat sixth. Jonah Bride gets a start at second base. Shade Langoliers will be the DH. And Nick Allen will bat ninth and play shortstop for Mark Kotsay on this Friday night. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Mauricio Dubon usually plays center field when Justin Verlander starts. He'll be flanked by Yordan Alvarez in left field, Kyle Tucker in right, Alex Bregman, Jeremy Pena left side, Jose Altuve, Yuli Gurriel right side. And if Justin Verlander's pitching, that means Martin Maldonado is behind the plate. We are ready to go with the Astros increasing their season record to 94-50 last night. A new season mark, 44 games over 500. And for the first time in franchise history, the Astros begin this game 5 games over 500 in their franchise history. They have never been this far above 500 ever in their 61 years. We're underway with a foul ball, and Justin Verlander's back. Great to see 35 back on the hills. He goes against a former teammate in Tony Kemp. Astros wearing their Los Astros uniforms tonight as part of Hispanic Heritage Weekend here at Minute Maid Park. On the ground on one hop, Jose Altuve makes the backhand play, and Tony Kemp is retired for the first out.
Let's reacquaint ourselves with what Justin Verlander can bring to the table in 2022. He's heavy on that four-seam fastball, throws it just over 50% of the time. Really been good with that slider curveball mix. 213 is that average against that slider for right-handed hitters. Left-handed side, he's been very good with that fastball, curveball, slider. How about a 175 batting average against the four-seam of this season for left-handers?
Verlander, no rehab starts while being on the IL. Came off just 3 days beyond when he was scheduled to come off. We'll see if he is able to stretch it all the way out tonight, or if they have some sort of governor on him, as Vimial Machine will be the batter. JV picks up a strike. Home plate umpire tonight, Chris Guccione. Verlander making start number 25 on the year. Just 10 innings shy of qualifying for the season ERA crown. He's got 152 innings. He needs a total of 162. Right now, Justin, the only pitcher in all of baseball with a sub-2 ERA, and he's got a 1.84 as we start play tonight. Verlander facing the A's for a third time this season. He's pitched once here and once in the Coliseum against Oakland, as he gets Vimial Machine swinging at a pitch up. That'll be the first strikeout for Verlander, the second out of the inning.
Pretty good slider at the top of the zone for Justin. You're going to see it on our matches from Supermo. Getting on the side of it, almost acted like a cutter at 88 miles an hour. Tied up Machine.
Verlander and Max Scherzer continued to go back and forth on that all-time strikeout list. JV starting the night 6 behind Mad Max. 31.67, now 31.68. Max with 31.73. They are both chasing down Fergie Jenkins, who is next on the list at number 12 all time. Sean Murphy, the batter. Murphy had a good game last night for the A's, had a double and a triple. Did a couple of balls hard in that game. One against Lance McCullers Jr., double, and one against Will Smith, the triple. Verlander has struck him out in 2 of 3 matchups before tonight, and he has got him both times on the slider, ahead here 0-2. Try to go 4-seam fastball and miss down and away for a ball, 1-2. Verlander should make 3 starts definitively, maybe a 4th start depending on how the Astros manipulate things in their 6-man rotation the rest of the way. Still to be determined who is going to pitch in that next series in Tampa Bay. So Justin should end up with either 27 or 28 starts on the year. As he misses here, it's 2-2. This regular season extends through September into early October, and then the postseason will go through October into early November. It might not have been the worst thing ever to have Verlander get a little downtime right before this final stretch run. They took some time off right around the All-Star break for Verlander, giving him some extra days. So this 15-day, 18-day break probably wasn't the worst thing ever.
No, not at all, especially coming back from Tommy John surgery. You want to protect that arm as much as you can. Limit those innings and make sure that you save some of those for the playoffs in October, where the Astros are pushing.
Had Verlander made all those starts since August 28th, looking at least 2 or 3 extra starts in there and another 15 to 20 extra innings on that arm. So 2-2 pitch, got him with a slider again. That was the power slider at 90 miles an hour, getting Murphy to end the inning.
Well, early on, the slider looks good. A couple of strikeouts with it. End of the first.
Jose Altuve leading off. Jeremy Pena batting that 2 spot. Good numbers against the A's this year. Yordan Alvarez hitting 3rd. Alex Bregman in the cleanup role. Kyle Tucker, 3 RBI shy of a 100 RBI season. Yuli Gurriel bats 6th. Trey Mancini DHs. Mauricio Dubon bats 8th. And Martin Maldonado behind the plate batting 9th.
It's going to be right-hander Adrian Martinez on the mound for the Oakland A's. He has 8 starts on the season. He has bounced up and down between Las Vegas and the Oakland A's about 4 times. Last recall was on August 28th. In the time since his return, he's 2-1 with a 4.80 ERA.
Well, Jose Altuve will dig in. Altuve had the night off last night. Had played 20 in a row before the night off. Starts out 3rd in the American League in OPS at 889. Martinez delivers inside for ball 1. See Altuve's numbers on the year, tied for 3rd. His own teammate Alex Bregman also with 86 runs scored. Astros collectively getting their first look at this right-hander who came over from the San Diego Padres. Part of the Sean Manaea trade. That was at the beginning of the season on April 3rd. Inside, almost hits Altuve with the changeup. It's 2-1. Altuve hooks one foul. Foul ball ended up in the hands of a guy with an Altuve jersey. It's 2-2.
what, TK, announcing that somebody in the stands has an Altuve jersey on and caught a foul ball really narrows it down.
The guy with the glove in the Altuve jersey didn't catch it. It was the guy behind him. Played on the line by Vimial Machine for the first out.
Let's check out the stuff for Adrian Martinez on our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud as it shows you the two-seamer. That's all he's going to throw is that two-seam fastball. Try and get it in on the hands. That changeup has been the best pitch for him. You can see that's the only one under 400 with the batting average against for right-handers. On the left-handed side, he's going to use that two-seamer quite a bit, matching it up with the changeup on the outside corner. He will mix in that slider, but that changeup very good at 172 against lefties also.
And coming off a very difficult outing against the White Sox. He gave up 14 hits in 3 2/3 innings against Chicago in his last start as Jeremy Pena bats here.
Yeah, 3 2/3 innings and 93 pitches. Oof.
It was the first time in A's history that a pitcher allowed 14 or more hits in fewer than 4 innings. That one yanked wide. See the live arm though with a fastball 95-96. Fourth stint with the A's. Continues to throw right on right changeups. We saw it to Altuve and now to Pena. It's 1-2. Yesterday's A's starter James Caprillion pitched well, 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Went toe-to-toe with Lance McCullers Jr. who had the same line. Pena tries to check his swing off the plate. He does. Mark Carlson, the crew chief, says no swing. And a swing and a miss. Martinez picks up his first strikeout, getting Pena for the second out of the inning.
Slider starts on the outside edge, breaks off that outside corner. Pena cannot hold up against it.
I'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez, during that 6-game hitting streak that you see, batting .450, and he's doing it with some pop. 4 doubles and 2 home runs in this 6-game hitting streak. So he's slugging at .950 the last half dozen games, and his OPS is at 1543. There's a stretch Yordan had about a month where he had just 1 home run and about 3 or 4 doubles. So to see him pile up 4 doubles and 2 home runs in a 6-game stretch is a great sign, as the Astros have 18 games to go in the season. It'll be a pop foul out of play. It's 1-1.
Saw a couple of good sliders to the right-handed hitting Jeremy Pena. But as a left-handed hitter facing a sinker changeup type guy, means a lot of pitches are going to be on that outside corner. Wonder if Alvarez and Tucker are going to be leaning on that outside edge, or if he brings that slider. My goodness.
That ball's crushed deep center field, all the way back and gone into the Budweiser Brewhouse party deck. And the way Yordan's been hitting lately, the party's been on. 1-0 Astros.
Got that scare factor again. Don't make mistakes up, out, over the plate. If he can get those arms extended, like I was talking about, if you can sit on that one side of the plate, go out there and get it like that guy, it's going to be a good night. That ball was punished.
A new career high in home runs. Yordan had 33 last season and hits his 34th in 2022. 434 to straightaway center.
Yeah, that's some hang time. That's big boy land out there.
All the pitchers that faced him for that 1 month, congratulations.
Oh, exactly, you dodged that one.
Because you dodged one of the fiercest hitters in the game for the other 5 months this season. And he is definitely back. We saw signs last homestand.
Yeah.
And then it continued in Detroit, and here he is punishing more baseballs. 7-game hitting streak, and that slugging percentage during the 7-game hitting streak's around 1,000 now. Here's Alex Bregman. When Jordan was going through his struggles, Bregman was red hot. Bregman had a great month of August. Oh, look out,
man.
That's the changeup in. We saw him come in on the changeup to Jose Altuve. Bregman kept expecting that ball to move onto the plate, and it never did.
That raced back up and in, and even though it's a changeup, that catches the hand. That is gonna hurt. You can see the way that Martinez turns it over, and it didn't catch that elbow pad. It got back onto the hand.
The back of the left hand, it looks like.
Well, the fact he's down there taking off his equipment is good. They're going to check it out. Probably get a better idea of where it is, but the fact that he's even making a grip is a good sign.
Well, Bregman seems to be fine. He's hit by a pitch here with 2 outs. And he'll be on first base for Kyle Tucker.
3rd hit batter of the season for Martinez. This is 9th start.
See the hitting streak Kyle Tucker's on, hitting 409. Also has an RBI in every one of those games. Has 9 runs batted in during that hit streak. And he's up to 97, trying to become the 18th Astro ever to reach the 100 RBI plateau. Murphy didn't see it right away. The Astros rallies lately have started with 2 outs and nobody on. Tucker showing bunt, taking a pitch down for ball 2. All left side of the infield's wide open for Tuck.
Yeah, I think the A's would be grateful if he did bunt. But at the same time, it would get Yuli up there with a couple of runners on, and he's been swinging the bat well lately too.
Tucker checks his swing on a pitch down. Kyle has a 3-0 count.
He might have been sitting on that changeup. He almost went after it. Borderline.
Adrian Martinez has shown he's not afraid to throw that pitch in any count to righties or lefties. Loves that changeup. That one's yanked down and in, and Kyle Tucker has a 4-pitch walk.
Well, he's having trouble with command outside the zone. Right here, he has trouble with command in the zone. He yanked this pitch to that inner third and down, and Yordan Alvarez said, "Thank you very much," as he steps on this one at 110 miles an hour plus and makes a deposit 434 feet later. Altuve pretty impressed. Or frightened.
Yeah, great to see that guy back and punishing baseballs once again. Yuli Gurriel had his 6-game hitting streak snap last night as he digs in and takes a fastball for a strike. 3 consecutive runners reaching base after 2 outs and nobody on. A home run that you just saw, hit batter and a walk. And Yuli takes another fastball for a strike. It's 0-2.
So that was the 9th sinker in this ball game. That now ties the number of changeups he's thrown in this game too. So that's what you're talking about. TK really likes that changeup.
And righty on righty changeups. A lot of righty on righty changeups in his first 8 starts, and again tonight. Yanks that changeup right on right. It's 1-2.
He's given up all of his home runs on the fastball this season. 8 home runs now.
24 pitches in for Martinez. Just 11 strikes so far. And he delivers one at the bottom of the zone for a called 3rd strike. Yuli goes down looking. The Astros on the board first thanks to Yordan Alvarez, home run number 34. It's 1-0.
You know what to do, which Astros subplot are you following the closest going into the final 18 games of the season, including tonight? Is it that #1 seed in the American League? How about chasing 100 wins? Tucker getting to 100 RBI, sitting at 97. Or Verlander in the Cy Young race? Let us know what you're thinking. Oh, by the way, we've got peanuts for Fromber today. Don't worry. Guess who got a hold of him just now?
What?
Dusty's sneaking in there. Oh, that video gets even better.
Wow. That was aggressive.
Right. Dusty was down on this end for that half inning, which worked with the Yordan home run. But on his way back, thought he'd be sneaky, grabbed the peanuts. Remember, grabbed him right back.
What?
That's impressive.
No respect for the skipper.
It's tense down here.
All right, let me see what happens after this. Grabs them.
How dare you? Don't you know how important those are? Oh. Snatch back.
Trevor says, give me those back.
So how many bags of peanuts does Fromber actually have tonight?
Well, he's on his first, but you know, we're only an inning in.
Gotcha.
There's a backup already over here. I got reports that yesterday in our absence there were still peanuts delivered, made their way down to Fromber from fans. So thanks to everyone out there.
Swing and a miss. JV doing his thing. He has struck out 3 in a row, getting Seth Brown to start the 2nd inning.
Pulled the string on this one. Fired it out there and then pulled it back. It's that changeup on our mattress from Supermo that gets Seth Brown well out in front.
I like it.
What? Early on, JV looks like he's very happy to be back on that mound.
It's amazing. The guy takes 18 days off and it doesn't miss a beat. Comes in, fire strike, strikes out the 2, 3, 4 hitters in succession. Now Ramon Laureano, who has struck out in half of his career at bats against JV. 2 for 12, 6 strikeouts. Counts 1-1. Verlander, a nemesis for Oakland going all the way back to his Tigers days. The A's fans will never forget JV pitching the Game 5 deciding games in Oakland in 2012. Laureano tries to check his swing, and he does check his swing. The pitch hits him. Getting attended to as he is hit by that pitch on the left hand, it appears.
Got a lot of the knob of the bat. May have pinched the finger in between there.
Head athletic trainer Nick Paparesta checking on him with Mark Kotze, the manager. So the first base runner of the night, Laureano, hit by a pitch. I'll bring up Dermis Garcia. Garcia knocked in the 2 runs for the A's yesterday. Had a bases loaded single. Takes that first pitch off the plate, ball 1.
Coming out of the hand nicely on JV tonight. What's interesting is that a little bit of a calf tweak that put him on the injured list was that right leg. That's the leg you push off with, so a pretty important part of the delivery for Justin Verlander. And with the way the baseball's coming out of his hand, it gives you the impression that he is feeling pretty comfortable with that right calf and being able to push off the way he wants to.
Pitch missing up. Garcia now ahead of the count, 3-1. So after a strikeout of Seth Brown with the changeup, just the 5th strikeout for Verlander this year on the changeup of his 157. He has hit a batter and now he's behind 3-1. Beats him with the fastball, 3-2. Called 3rd strike, top of the zone. Garcia didn't like it. Pitch could have gone either way. Chris Gucciotti gives it to the future Hall of Famer for the 2nd out.
Not a bad idea. Garcia almost offered at it, but on our MD Anderson strike zone, you can see that Molly does a good job of prettying that one up a little bit to get that call. Yeah, when in doubt, give it to the Hall of Famer. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I've been on the receiving end of those a couple times.
Rookie versus Hall of Famer, advantage Hall of Famer.
Yeah, just kind of tip your cap and go, nice pitch.
JV misses up and away to Jonah Bride. Bride getting the start tonight at second base. Came on in last night's game as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning against Will Smith. Has never faced Justin Verlander before. Runner on the go, and the pitch pops out of the mitt of Martin Maldonado, so that'll be a stolen base for Ramon Laureano. A's don't steal a lot of bases, but Laureano does lead the team with 11.
Slider up, just kind of rattled around before popping out of that glove of Martin.
That call at the top of the zone, 2-1. High strike has been available for Verlander in this inning. Jonah Bride, 3 for 27 on the year with runners in scoring position. Has a runner at second base here with 2 outs. And another pitch. That one's a beauty. Slider dropping in there for a strike, 2-2. A little pop up in the shallow right coming on Tucker. He'll get there for the final out of the inning. A hit batter, 1 man left on base. Justin Verlander through 2, leading 1-0. We thought at the deadline Mancini might like his home digs a little better at Minute Maid Park than at Camden Yards with that deep left field fence, and sure enough, just 19 games in at home so far. in an Astros uniform. Trey has 4 home runs compared to 5 in 44 games at Oriole Park and Camden Yards. That OPS 110 points better at Minute Maid as a home player than at Oriole Park.
Yeah, welcome home. He talked about it, we talked about it, and he's proved it. That swing plays here at Minute Maid Park.
Trey has 23 hits with the Astros. 12 of them have been extra base hits, 7 home runs and 5 doubles. While he's only hitting .204 in an Astros uniform, he has made the most of those hits with 20 runs batted in and 23 hits. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Mancini slugging .434 as an Astro compared to .404 in his time with Baltimore. His on-base percentage was better by about 50 points with the Orioles. He did have another game recently where he walked 3 times in a game as he takes this pitch on the outside corner. It's 2-2. All these Astros facing Adrian Martinez for a first time. And he gets Mancini on that right-on-right changeup. 3rd strikeout for Martinez. 1 away here in the inning.
Good arm action, movement. Watch this ball just kind of die. He really does a good job of turning that pitch over as he brings that arm through. More often than not, you'll see just that circle change grip create that movement. But it really looks like Martinez turns that hand over and really rolls that changeup in there almost as if it's a screwball.
That was a good look at it.
Yeah.
And you don't really see a screwball anymore in baseball, but that's about as close as we'll see. Because you're right, he does really turn that over. Here's Mauricio Dubon facing Martinez. Dubon fouling one off. Oh, tapper is going to be a tough play for the pitcher. Martinez will make the sidearm throw in time to get Dubon. And there's 2 away in the inning.
College students, bring your Astros back to school with you this September with MLB.tv. Receive a free subscription to MLB.tv when you attend a game. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Martin Maldonado making his 99th start of the season will be batting here with 2 outs and nobody on. Aldi's played in now 102 games overall, 99 as a starter. The only guy with more starts behind the plate in the American League is the guy right next to him right now, Sean Murphy. Murphy 105 games started as a catcher, and now Maldonado with 99. Martin with back-to-back days off didn't play the final day in Detroit, showed off a new hairstyle, and also had the day off yesterday as Christian Vasquez caught Lance McCullers Jr. for the first time. Maldi with a count of 1-2. Mentioned the magic numbers coming in. The magic number that everybody in the Astros dugout cares about the most right now is 6 to wrap up a division title. But they can also wrap up a playoff spot if they win tonight. This one tapped slowly. Maldi heading up the line, barehanded, and the play is made in time by Vimial Machine for the final out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 second for Adrian Martinez. It's still 1-0 Astro.
Way back, young Justin Verlander He has done a very good job against the Oakland A's in his career. He has a 2.33 ERA versus the A's. That includes both the regular season and the postseason. That is the 4th lowest ERA since 1920, a minimum of 25 starts, and Justin Verlander being in addition to that Astros rotation back in 2017. A lot of the reason why might be because of that ERA against these Oakland A's. Irvin Santana is the only one under 2. Urban Shocker making our list.
Shocker.
Right? Louis Tiant, Verlander, and Steve Barber on the list.
Sharply hit, backhanded by Bregman, gets up and fires one to Yuli, who picks another at first. JV points to Alex on a fine defensive play to start the 3rd inning.
That's a great play on both corners right there. Alex does a good job on a tough hop. Comes up firing. Got to stay down on him a little bit, but plants that right foot, gets that baseball going towards Yuli. Love the fact that he picks it. He goes, oh yeah, right here.
It's another pick in the life of Yuli Gurriel.
Life of Scoop.
Man, there's a called strike to Nick Allen. Nobody with a higher percentage or a higher total number of scoops at first base than Yuli Gurriel back-to-back seasons. 0-2 the count to Nick Allen.
Yeah, you've got defensive runs saved and all these defensive metrics, but that scoop one really kind of gives you the idea of how many like legitimate base runners he's kept from being on base with some of those scoops.
Oh, Allen. Quick work made of him by Justin Verlander. 3 pitches, and he is strikeout number 5. Verlander 5 strikeouts through the lineup the first time.
Yeah, Justin Verlander's getting better, believe it or not. Early in his career, 06 to 10, you can see 1,000 innings pitched, a 3.77 ERA, and then that stretch in those 2010s, 11 to 15, when the Tigers were dominant, he was leading the pack, 233 batting average against. But how about since 2016? He has gotten that much better. 2.72 is the ERA and a sub-200 opponent batting average. Justin Verlander.
He's not accumulating the innings he did in 2011 when he won Cy Young and MVP, but all the peripheral numbers are better this year than they were in 2011. He has better numbers at age 39, 11 years later, than his MVP season. Coming off Tommy John surgery, by the way.
I think it's a brilliant move by Justin Verlander to come back, pitch as well as he has, not push the innings limit, still qualify to go out there and get that Cy Young. Because remember, he got bit by that in 2018 by Blake Snell, who had maybe 33, 35 innings less. And JV, I think, kind of felt that was taken from him a little bit because JV went out there 200 plus innings. But now he's got it all figured out. Pitch the right amount of innings and then just go absolute dominance in the time that you're out there. How do you match what you did 11 years ago? Be better
than an MVP season.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the only way you can keep the discussion about your teammate as a Cy Young candidate to a minimum is dominate like JV has. Because Robert Valdez, 24 consecutive quality starts. JV misses to Tony Kemp. It's 3-2.
Yeah, because it very well should be another season when the Astros have 2 Cy Young vote getters. 2019, you had Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander. This season, Framber Valdez definitely deserves some votes.
Quite a 1-2 punch as Kemp fouls one away. Tony's been hitting much better since we saw him earlier in the season. He's been kind of a different guy since the All-Star break, hitting 287, 233 overall. Called third strike, top of the zone. Justin Verlander, a half dozen strikeouts, ties Max Scherzer, number 13 all time, on the strikeout list with 3,173. Top of the order due up for the Astros. They lead at 1-0.
We are celebrating here at the ballpark all weekend long, Latin flavored. These, everybody knows Jose Altuve's story, pride of Venezuela here. How about him coming up with the Astros, and then, of course, MVP, three-time batting champ, and then a couple of guys from Cuba. We'll start with Yordan Alvarez, who arrived on the scene, getting very comfortable in the States, of course, but then becoming an ALCS MVP, and Yuli Gurriel, another guy from Cuba, played great over there, but then coming over to the States, a dream to play in the major leagues, and not just playing, but batting champ, Gold Glove winners. These guys are huge when it comes to what the Astros have done the last few years. Very comfortable here playing at the major league level in a country for guys. Remember Yuli when he first came over, didn't know much English at all and was having to adjust to so many different things. There's so much we don't know about their stories, but what we do know is how they've played out on the field, and it's been extremely impressive. Just a few of the stories, TK.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So many great stories, and those are just a few of them, like you say. Jose Altuve, Venezuela, two of the three Cubans on this Astros roster, along with Aledmus Diaz. Lots of hardware with those three right there.
No, they've done a very good job. It's one thing to adapt to playing in the big leagues. It's another thing to adapt to living in a culture that you have no idea about. These guys have acclimated nicely, both on the field and off. And a credit to what the Astros do internationally. We know Ocampo does a very good job of going out there all over the world to be able to find some of this talent. They've really done a good job down in Cuba with Yordan and Yuli.
Jose Altuve batting for the second time. Lined out to third his first time up, and takes that pitch down for a ball, 2-2. Kind of a cool moment yesterday as Roberto Clemente Day was celebrated throughout the major leagues, in that there was one entire lineup entirely consisting of Latin-born players. First time in Major League history that ever happened.
Pretty cool.
They all wore 21, and they went out and beat up on the Toronto Blue Jays. Tampa Bay's lineup had all Latin-born players, and they won that game 11-0. First time ever.
I'd be tempted to throw that lineup out there more often.
Yeah. Jordan can't wait to hit. He is poised and ready, standing next to Alex Cintron. Altuve takes one up. 3-2 the count. Astros will see Tampa Bay next. It'll be the first time they have faced the Rays this year. They will play Tampa Bay 6 times in the last 15 games of the season.
Seems a little late in the season to see a team for the first time.
Rays right now would be one of the 3 wild card teams. 3-2 pitch is hook foul.
Get a good idea of how much Martinez likes that changeup, throwing at 3-2.
He loves that changeup, and he turns it over like you said. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat.
See the adjustments the Astros can make that second time through the order now, facing Adrian Martinez.
Way inside. That's the pitch that hit Bregman earlier and almost gets Altuve. The changeup misses way in. Now a message from TXU Energy. It's a second walk allowed by Martinez, and now Jeremy Pena will back. Pena struck out his first time up. Pitch missing down for ball one. Altuve has 17 stolen bases on the season. And Martinez will check him at first. A's start of the day, 42 games behind the Astros in the American League West. They have never had a deficit as large as 42 games in their history since divisional play has started. Ground ball to third, machine to second. Jonah Bride the turn in time to get Jeremy Pena. And Pena bounces into a double play. 2 outs and the base is now clear.
Jordan had a big swing off Adrian Martinez in that first at bat. You can see the bat speed at 94, well above the major league average of 86. Did a good job of keeping that bat path tight to the body as he got to contact and then released all that energy through the baseball. 111 miles an hour off the bat, 434 feet later. Believe it or not, according to StatCast, the kid's out of 29 ballparks.
What?
Not Comerica.
434 doesn't clear Comerica?
Yeah, I want to see a visual on that one. I don't understand. Is the gap like 490 in the Comerica? We were just there. It didn't look that far.
It's 420 to center field. We saw a ball go 424 feet off Riley Green's bat. That was the longest out of the season in the major league. Could have turned that game around. Slider drops in for a strike. It's 1-1. Martinez, who loves the changeup, better be careful with this guy to play with that changeup. Throws it below the zone here, 2-1. Jordan, more home runs on the changeup this year than all of his teammates combined. Ooh. Pretty good one there.
Yeah, it was a good changeup, and that was a pretty vicious swing.
Pretty well hit again. Center field. Back goes Brown. Forget about it. He got a changeup, and Jordan took care of it. Don't throw that guy a changeup.
Martinez got cocky with the changeup. Pitch before was a really good one. Wanted to come back a better one. Guess what? Jordan's better than that changeup.
431. He hit one 434 his first time up.
Turned it over right in the middle of the zone, and Jordan said, not this time. 865 feet of home runs and 2 at-bats.
He is so back. He is back plus some.
Oh my goodness. How do you take a changeup and hit it that far to the opposite field?
Up by the home run pump.
That's the Jordan pump.
It should be.
That's the porch that Jordan built.
That was his second career bat.
Hashtag Jordan porch. Claiming it.
I mean, that ball was scalded.
The ball was stepped on.
And he's creating all the velocity coming in at 85 or so. It's Jordan Alvarez 2 and the A's nothing. Jordan has the only 2 hits of this game for either side. It is the Air Jordan show. We're just a part of it.
It is. That's 2 tinglies to nothing.
Bregman off the plate, 2-2. 13th multi-home run game in his career. 5th time this season. And a big smile from the left fielder. So now during his 7-game hitting streak, he's got 4 doubles and 4 home runs.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, man. You ever just want to see the baseball through the eyes of Yordan Alvarez? I would love to.
That's why when we were talking about how that 1 month and 1 day drought for some guys must have felt like 5 years for him. That ball to the left side of Machine. Third baseman makes the play, picked at first by Dermis Garcia. But it's 2-0 thanks to one guy, Yordan Alvarez. Astros 2 with both runs coming in on Yordan bombs.
For all the action, lock in your postseason tickets by becoming a 2023 season ticket holder today, or register for your chance to win 2 tickets to an ALDS game at astros.com/postseason. You see Justin Verlander back at work here, top of the 4th, and not one to be still between innings, guys, when he is working or has an outing. But today I've noticed a little bit more movement in between the innings, a lot more pacing, just maybe keeping that left leg warm and not standing still. Sometimes we see him go down under into the tunnel, so we're not sure what all goes on down there. And of course he likes to be acknowledged when there's 2 outs, but today just kind of standing in that one area. So very interesting to see him moving around a lot, but so far so good as far as what's going on the mound today.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, just coming back from that calf, you don't want to take any chances with it. I know he was very cautious that they probably extended the time more than they had to, but wanting to make sure that calf stays warm in between innings. 0-2 the count to Vimeo Machine, who struck out his first time up and takes a fastball that could have gone for a strike.
Machine was going back to the dugout. Watch the reaction of the hitter. This is how good that pitch is. Yeah, you got me. Nope, maybe you didn't.
Just staying alive as he fouls off that changeup, stays 1-2. Verlander striking out 6 of the first 9 outs he's recorded. Only 1 hitter has reached base. That was Ramon Laureano, hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Verlander struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the 2nd, and 2 in the 3rd. And that one's in on Machine, and it's 2-2.
Verlander's been aggressive with the slider, but it's also a very aggressive slider. It seems to be a little more violent break to it. A little more crisp and sharp to that inside corner on left-handed hitters.
In on it there. Two, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the A's here in the 4th inning. Both runs and both hits in this game for either side have come from the same guy, Yordan Alvarez, 2 home runs. That one popped up, shallow left. Bregman calling off Yordan. Yordan calling back and saying, "I've got it." Bregman gives way to the larger man, and Yordan puts it away for the first out. Bring up Sean Murphy. Murphy struck out his first time up. See the numbers on the year for Murphy. He leads All-American League catchers in hits, RBIs, extra base hits. He has been the best offensive player all season long for the A's. Verlander gets that call on the outside edge. Getting ahead of Murphy, 0-2. Murphy, a catcher, knows the cat and mouse as well as anybody, and he knows all 3 times he has struck out against Verlander. He has struck out on the slider in his career. 4 career at bats. Verlander getting ahead 0-2. Goes to the changeup in, and it's 1-2. Oftentimes you hear about the work ethic with Justin Verlander and his return from Tommy John surgery, and how it's been remarkable to see his comeback here in 2022. He's a guy that in his career not only doesn't fatigue as the season goes along, but his best month ERA wise in his career, his lowest ERA has been in the month of September. Well, he gets better the later in the season, which is scary considering he came into September this year with a 1.84 ERA. This ball grounded towards short. 2 big hops for Pena. Jeremy takes care of it for the second out.
Time now to play Name That Astro, powered by Reliant. 3 clues for you. Astrodome outfield, twice as nice. That number's taken. If you know who that Astro is, go to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Tell us who you think that Astro is. You got to hang out for a little while. We're going to give you some time to think about this one before we come back and name that Astro for you, powered by Reliant.
Here's Seth Brown. Justin drops in that curveball for a strike to get ahead 0-1. Fastball up, 1-1. One of his firmer fastballs of the night right there, 96. Another one at 96. This one off the plate, 2-1. Verlander's 2 previous starts against the A's, 7 innings of 2-hit baseball in Oakland June 1st, gave up 3 runs. He had 6 shutout innings here on July 16th. Struck out 10 that night. Ground ball foul, and the count goes to 3-2. When he struck out Brown his first time up, he struck him out on a changeup. Not sure if he would go to the changeup with a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
You know, JV ain't afraid to throw that fastball.
.38 out of 58 pitches so far for strikes.
Did throw it.
Try to get him to chase the changeup, 3-2, and he wouldn't. That's a tough take. Brown draws a walk.
If I'm facing JV, I'm sitting fastball. If he doesn't throw that fastball, I'm going to take it and hope it's a ball. And I think that's what Seth Brown did right there. He's just sold out for the fastball, didn't get it, just said, hey, hopefully it drops out of the zone, and fortunately it did for Seth.
Second base runner. The other was Ramon Laureano, who's at the plate now. He was hit by a pitch. And Verlander drops in a curveball, but it stays up high for ball 1. strike. Put a slider on the outside edge to put the count at 2-1. To go after that slider, and the count evens up.
That pitch does not look like fun, and that Mattress Firm Supermo confirms it. Seems to really kind of be jumping out of the hand at the hitter. They're reacting to that jump out of the hand, and by the time they do, they can't lay back and recognize the spin.
That slider has given Laureano trouble through the years. He doesn't go after the curveball here, and it's 3-2.
We saw the spin work extremely well for Lance McCullers last night against these Oakland A's. So JV kind of on the same program. The Oakland A's, probably not surprising, but hitting 169 against curveballs and sliders this season on a whole.
Wow. Brown will be off with a 3-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a foul tip caught by Maldonado. That'll do it for the A's in the 4th inning. Best fastball of the night, 97 miles an hour to end the 4th. Astros leading 2-0.
For the Astros, how about their 1 through 6 in their lineup? According to weighted runs created plus, they are at 127. Major League average, usually around 100. The Astros 27% better with their 1 through 6. That is good for best in Major League Baseball. They have been tearing the cover off the baseball and putting up some big numbers as a group. A couple of guys in there with 80-plus RBIs. Jordan hitting his 34th and 35th home runs tonight.
Jordan now with 87 runs batted in and 87 runs scored. Reggie has 85 runs batted in, 86 runs scored. Guy at the plate right here with 97 runs batted in, 66 runs scored. Part of that run scored total for Tucker was he batted a little lower in the lineup at the beginning of the season. But Tucker and Alvarez getting hot at the same time lately, that is bad news for the opposition. Tucker 9 RBIs his last 5 games as he hooks a foul here against Adrian Martinez. Martinez is only allowed hits to one batter in the lineup, but they have gone 434 and 431 feet. Jordan up to 35 home runs now. Upstairs 2-2. Tucker was actually caught stealing in last night's game. It was unusual in that it was his only 3rd caught stealing of the season, and the first time a catcher has caught him stealing since April 26th. Jonah Heim got him back in April 26th for the Rangers. Kyle had stolen 20 consecutive bags against catchers. The other time he was caught was when he tried to steal home when a pitch comm device wasn't working. That'll be a called 3rd strike as Adrian Martinez picks up his 4th strikeout of the game and his first since the first batter of the 2nd inning.
It's a pretty amazing number.
20 straight steals of catchers. His percentage has always been phenomenal his whole career, and this year it's been great again. Murphy threw a perfect bullet to get him yesterday. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli was very patient, unusually patient his first time up. Took 3 pitches for strikes. Goes after the first pitch here and chops a foul. Astros trying to win their 95th game of the year, and in the process qualify for the postseason for the 7th time in 8 years and 6 straight seasons. Astros playing in season number 61 in franchise history. Got to the postseason 8 times in their first 53 years of existence. And now trying to get there for the 7th time in 8 years. Nearly to the right side. That'll be sliced foul. Counts 1 and 2. Adrian Martinez, who came off a game where he allowed 14 hits in 3 2/3 innings. He's only allowed 2 hits so far in 3 1/3 innings. Get the chase there, 2 and 2. Count goes full on Yuli. Pop up in the shallow center, coming on Seth Brown. He'll make the play. Gurriel retired for the 2nd out of the inning. Close out Hispanic Heritage Weekend and get the perfect accessory for any Astros fans. That'll be this Sunday when 10,000 fans receive a Somos Astros soccer scarf. Wrap up your weekend with the Astros and visit astros.com/promotions today. You head out to the game Sunday, you have a chance to witness Major League Baseball history as Framber Valdez goes for his Major League record 25th consecutive quality start. Fastball for a strike to Trey Mancini. Mancini struck out his first time up. Martinez, who's been mixing fastball, sinker to be more specific, sinker, slider, and changeup, has thrown a lot of changeups, but he has no swings and misses on the sinkers. Just a few whiffs on the changeup, a few whiffs on the slider, as you see Justin Verlander continuing to pace in the dugout. Actually, I mentioned earlier that usually doesn't see Justin walking around that much in between innings, so perhaps it is an effort to keep that right calf engaged. Good take there by Trey, 3-1.
See if we can't get a pitch to handle right here in a 3-1 count. Hits balls hard here in recent days.
Count goes full. Kind of an unusual delivery from Martinez, and that it looks like he's working out of the windup, and then he kind of adjusts and then almost attacks out of the stretch after he starts open.
He's kind of like a Clevenger Jr. pitcher for San Diego now. A lot of movement before that delivery.
There he is, Adrian Martinez. Astros first look at him. Came over from the Padres. And you'll see he'll rock and then start to get almost in the stretch position, and he still isn't always finished. And he misses inside, ball 4. That'll be the 3rd walk allowed by Martinez. He's also hit a batter. Still only allowed the 2 hits as Mauricio Dubon will bat with a runner on and 2 outs. Pitch count starting to climb for Martinez. Adrian has not thrown more than 93 pitches in any major league start so far. Dubon lays off the slider, but it's called a strike. Pretty good take, doesn't get credit for it. Dubon down in the count 0-2. Tapper towards the middle. Mancini is going to reach second because that ball was bobbled by normally the sure-handed shortstop Nick Allen. Allen just had to glove it and flip for the fielder's choice to end the inning, but he did not field that cleanly at all. In fact, he was going to try and get to the bag himself.
Almost looked like he was going to be able to deflect that to the second baseman, Bride. But I think he took his eye off the ball, like you said, TK. A little concerned about getting to that bag in time to get the out of Mancini. He took his eye off the ball and unable to make that play. Yeah, Nick Allen is one of those players that is defense first, offense second, giving the Astros an extra out.
See if Martin Maldonado can make them pay. It'll be a fielder's choice and an error on Nick Allen to allow the inning to continue. Martin hit a little tapper up the 3rd baseline his first time up. Slider 0-1. Back to it. Adrian Martinez getting ahead 0-2. Eight career starts. His high strikeout total 6 came against the Yankees 3 starts ago. He's got 4 tonight. Maldonado does not go off the plate for that slider. It's 1-2. Swing and a foul tip, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 4th inning. 5 strikeouts for Martinez. A walk and error, 2 men left on base. We're through 4. It's 2-0 Astros. game against the Oakland A's, he would strike out 11, the most strikeouts for McCullers since July of 2018. Lance threw 99 pitches. Actually had more strikeouts than fastballs thrown, only 10 sinkers last night, but 6 innings of 2-hit, 2-run baseball. McCullers Jr. walked 4 in 99 pitches through 59 strikes as he struck out 11 A's, including getting everybody in the lineup at least once.
Yeah, he's got some of the best spin in the game when he's right, and he showed it yesterday. And we talked about the weakness of the Oakland A's against the spin this season, hitting 169 against those pitches, but he also threw 26 changeups in there too, so doing a good job of mixing it up and changing the spin, changing the speed. Looked extremely good.
We start the 5th with Dermis Garcia batting against Justin Verlander. Verlander so far has allowed 2 base runners, a hit by pitch to Ramon Laureano in the 2nd, and a 2-out walk to Seth Brown in the 4th. Little check swing, foul ball, and Verlander gets ahead 0-2. JV hadn't pitched this month, coming off time on the IL for a right calf injury. Hadn't pitched since August 28th. That was 3 Sundays ago. And he gets Garcia, tried to hold up. He goes too far. That is 8 strikeouts for Verlander, and the first out of the 5th inning.
Let's look back to the 2021 World Series versus this season. That top row is last year's World Series starting rotation, led off by Fromber, going to Urquidy, Garcia, and then Greinke. How about this season? Getting Lance McCullers back healthy, getting Justin Verlander back healthy gives you 3 solid options to start out the series with Verlander, Valdez, McCullers, and then you can go by matchup. Urquidy, Javier, Garcia, maybe even Hunter Brown mixed in there. But it seems to be that the health and dominance of this pitching rotation going into this postseason should be stronger than last season.
Yeah, there was some uncertainty with Zach Greinke towards the end of last year too about his effectiveness for the postseason. You've got 2 of the guys that were definitively part of your rotation last year as the 2-3 guys who are now in a battle for that 4 spot. And what a combination of Verlander and Valdez to start any series, whether it's the DS, the CS, or hopefully the World Series. Can't imagine how many peanuts will be delivered in the postseason.
Oh my gosh. Be a Brinks truck out back full of peanuts.
That was an interesting exchange with Fromber and his manager. Apparently Dusty was clued into the fact that Fromber has been getting the peanuts delivered, and Dusty wanted to partake tonight. Fromber was not exactly thrilled with that whole scenario. All in good fun.
Still in his magic.
And Fromber will get the start on Sunday to wrap up this series. 2-1 pitch to Jonah Bride is a called strike, 2-2. I don't think anything Justin Verlander does anymore can surprise me.
It's almost expected now.
I mean, really.
But even then, he
a little pop up. Yuli will play it. 2nd out.
Time now for the Miller Lite moment. Fromber likes peanuts. Dusty wanted in on the action. Fromber wasn't having it. He's like, hey, man, that is what is getting me through this season. 24 consecutive quality starts. Give me that back. Fromber still can't believe what just happened. Yeah, that guy took my peanuts. I wasn't going to have it.
El Jefe.
Yeah.
He looked agitated.
He did.
Does he think he is the manager?
Oh, so good.
There's enough peanuts in this ballpark to go around, you know.
How long before he gets that endorsement deal? Or we see him on Instagram as a peanut influencer.
Oh, you could give it to him. He does. Chris Guccione calling that a strike. JV dotting up some edges.
So you're facing a future Hall of Famer who's been on point all night. And then he misses with a pitch and still gets the call.
Shea Langoliers, rookie, who was DH 15 times and caught 8 times. Astros haven't seen him yet. He just was activated on August 16th. He was the MVP of the Futures game, and he's got a bright future in Oakland. But they have a pretty solid catcher right now in Sean Murphy, so it's tough for Langoliers to get in there other than as a DH. He got him. Verlander keeps rolling on. 5 innings. Only a hit batter and a walk so far allowed by JV.
Slider has been phenomenal, and he's been using it with great effect. 2-0 Houston.
Sportsnet is presented by Tequila Herradura. AT&T and Sportsnet and Tequila Herradura proudly celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Halfway home from Minute Maid Park, Astros lead the A's 2-0. Yordan Alvarez 2, and the A's nothing. Nobody else has a hit in this game as we play here in the bottom half of the 5th. Jose Altuve takes a high strike. He doesn't like the call and has a word for Chris Guccione. The A's have a left-hander, Kirby Snead, warming up in the bullpen. Yordan Alvarez is due up third. If there was ever a more obvious about to be pitching change made, it will be in this inning with Yordan due up third.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good idea.
So Martinez, who normally doesn't go much above 90 pitches at 85 right now, will have Altuve and probably Pena here in this inning. But it would be the upset of the night if Mark Kotsay allows him to face Yordan Alvarez, who's already hit 2 home runs against and has a lefty warming. Astros have their bullpen going. JV's at 78 pitches. There's Phil Maton warming up. Verlander might be a little more limited today, coming off that 2.5-week layoff. If his night is done, what a return.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
5 no-hit innings with 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, I believe in what he's saying right now. My slider was extra nasty today.
It really was from the start.
My goodness.
Did he throw more sliders than fastball?
Amazingly enough, yeah.
Altuve goes down on that. That was actually a changeup. Changeup has been effective tonight for Martinez as he picks up his 6th strikeout.
Yeah, if that is it for Justin Verlander, this might be the first time that we've seen him pitch and not throw more fastballs than sliders. He threw 31 sliders to 29 fastballs.
Well, that note you had about A's versus spin.
Ooh, 169, and that's going to get a lot worse after facing JV.
And then last night we saw McCullers only throw 10 sinkers.
He was having the spin, 11 strikeouts, 16 strikeouts total last night by Astros pitching. It's exploiting a weakness.
So now Jeremy Pena will bat. He is struck out and hit into a double play. And he hits one high and deep down the left field line. If it's fair, it is gone. Jeremy Pena, number 18 on the season. And the Astros now lead 3-0.
All 3 runs for the Astros coming on home runs. Jeremy Pena susceptible to the slider, except if you hang it. And my goodness, that was a hanging slider, and Jeremy Pena lays into it. 408-foot shot up onto the tracks.
And surprisingly, Martinez is going to face Yordan Alvarez here. And a lefty warming up in the bullpen. And Jordan, give him a 3-spot. Forget about it. The longest home run of the night.
.464 feet.
I mean,
he's over 1,200 feet of home runs off of one guy.
That was destructive. A 3-home run night for Jordan Alvarez.
Almost 115 miles an hour off the bat.
Matches his 3-home run night against the Baltimore Orioles August 10th of 19. I mean, this guy went a month and a day with only 1 home run. Or in between home runs. He went a month and a day without a home run. And now he's got 3 in 1 game.
Yeah, I'm with those guys. They're in complete astonishment. They watch him on a regular basis, and even they're impressed. This is unbelievable. I'm speechless.
They're still celebrating Peña's home run. Loud noises.
Oh, man.
Strike to Bregman. Last 3 home run game for the Astros was George Springer against the Angels in September of 2019 on September 22nd. Prior to that, Jordan, as we mentioned, did it against the Orioles. I don't know if Mark Kotsay changed his mind after the Jeremy Peña home run, but I thought for sure Kirby Snead was warming up for Jordan Alvarez.
Somebody other than Adrian Martinez. My gosh.
He went from...
That was unbelievable, man.
He went from August 10th until September 11th without a home run. So a month and a day.
They're replaying it. Aledmus is even impressed now, by the way.
Wow. What'd you say that was? 464?
464.
The crowd is still buzzing. They're still standing behind the Astros dugout as Emil Machine makes that play. Oh, the old back-to-back.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw when Peña came around on his home run, Jordan gave him the little heart sign that Peña does.
Oh, gotcha.
And that paid off for Jordan because he... Do you see all that, Julia?
Yes, I'm the one that had to take the back-to-back picture. I'm over here trying to enjoy it, and I'm not ready to be the team photographer. Oh my gosh, so fun. That's all I can say.
When Aledmus is impressed.
Exactly.
He's still talking about it.
Wait, you saw the silent treatment though.
Oh no, I missed it.
Oh, you missed it. The second half here, my half, on my side. Silent treatment. Yuli down. Yuli had his entire back turned to him. No one even acknowledged Jordan when he came down this way. And then finally, peanuts going everywhere. Oh, this team is fun.
Jordan is a one-man wrecking crew tonight. Oh, they kept Martinez in the inning. He gets through it to his credit, but he gives up 2 home runs in the inning with Air Jordan flying for the 3rd straight time. Silent treatment, Blummer. 464 feet later, can a guy get some love?
They're just bored with him. Wow.
Stars team, now's your chance. Auditions for the 2023 squad will take place November 18th to the 21st. Learn more and register to audition today at astros.com/shootingstars. Blummer?
Thank you very much, Julia. This Crawford Bach called the bullpen is going to show you Phil Maton. The Astros with that 4-0 lead, and Justin Verlander out of this game.
But Maton is going to take over. 3.95 is his ERA, 1.2 is the whip, and opponents are hitting .240 against him. Last time he was out on the mound was 6 days ago on the 10th. That was against the Angels, win an inning. Had a couple of strikeouts, throwing 17 pitches.
So Maton taking over for Justin Verlander, who goes 5 no-hit innings tonight in his return from the injured list. Maton facing Nick Allen here, the number 9 hitter. And there's the first hit of the night for the Oakland A's. First pitch out of the bullpen, and the A's have their first hit as Nick Allen singles into left field.
The emoji I used was, of course, the, making a heart out of your hands. The Jeremy Pena special.
Yes. I don't know if you saw that, but Jordan gave him the heart sign when he came around home plate.
Oh, it's so good.
After the home run.
And then he said, "That's cute. Watch this."
Yeah. Yeah. So the Astros roster move today to make room for Justin Verlander off the IL was to send Seth Martinez down. And I'm not sure I know every 15th pitcher on every team around Major League Baseball, but I've got to think that Seth Martinez is the best pitcher that can't stay in the major leagues on a staff, because he just keeps dealing and there's just no room for him. He went down after Lance McCullers Jr. was activated. Now he goes down with JV being activated.
Yeah, this is an extremely tough league to begin with, but then you have Seth Martinez, who's really stepped into a role and kind of pitched himself into that bullpen by doing a great job, picks up innings, coming in traffic. He had good swing and miss stuff. The batting average against him was low. And yeah, that had to be a tough conversation, saying, "Seth, you're the last guy on the list." I don't know. It's tough. 8
out of his last 9 were scoreless. Picked up his first major league win last night.
How about that? That's not the reward you're looking for.
No. But it just goes to show you the depth on this staff. It's crazy. From 1 through 14, how talented this pitching staff is. Tony Kemp with a line drive, caught by Jeremy Pena. Nice diving catch by the Astros shortstop to keep one from Tony Kemp. That was heading towards the outfield.
Kemp did a good job staying on this pitch down. It was a curveball down, pulls it. Good job by Pena. I'm sure off the bat he probably thought he was going to be able to catch that in the air, but as it started to kind of spin away from him, did a good job of laying out to make that catch.
This was before tonight's.
This is what I was thinking, yeah. But you get rid of a guy with a 2.09 and then you put Justin Verlander on there with a sub-2 ERA. The team's going to get better. This is amazing how good they are. How does a staff have a .93
for half of a month, more than half of a month, not half of a month now? There you see, since September 1st, opponent slugging just 300. The bullpen has been so good since September 1. Their ERA is close to 1. That one's up and away, 1-1. The Mayo machine striking out and flying out. Verlander 5 innings, 9 strikeouts tonight. He passed Max Scherzer as they continue to go back and forth on the strikeout list. So Verlander currently number 13 all time in strikeouts with 31.76, 3 more than Max. Ground ball, nice diving stop by Euler, goes to short for 1. The return double play, get it done. Some infield defense flash behind Phil Maton that inning.
Euler making it look easy, laying out, pops up, throws a dart to second base, and Jeremy Pena returns the favor to get that 3-6-3 double play, picking up Phil Maton. Astros lead 4-0. Hispanic Heritage Month. Puerto Rican-born Roberto Clemente debuted in 1955. The 15-time All-Star and 2-time World Series champion was heavily involved in charity work. And in 1972, his life was cut short when a flight he was on to deliver aid to earthquake victims in Nicaragua crashed.
He became the first Latin American and Caribbean player to be enshrined in Cooperstown and is a hero across Latin America and the United States. Truly remarkable career of Roberto Clemente, both on and off the field. A career .317 hitter, finished with exactly 3,000 hits, but a 15-time All-Star and a 12-time Gold Glover to go with those incredible offensive stats.
Lee Gurriel will lead things off. See Jared Koenig, new pitcher for the A's here in the 6th inning. Starting pitcher tonight, Adrian Martinez, allowed 4 hits, all of them solo home runs. 3 of them from Yordan Alvarez.
I give him credit for bouncing back after those back-to-back home runs to get Alex Bregman and Kyle Tucker, but there was no reason for him to take that kind of abuse from Yordan.
And we were all surprised that he was still in there facing Yordan a 3rd time, especially with the lefty warming up. It wasn't Koenig who was warming up last inning, it was Kirby Snead. But last night, Mark Kotze allowed his starter James Caprillion to work out of his situation in the 6th inning. A little bit of a growth moment for Caprillion last night. Tried to give Martinez an opportunity tonight, and it did not work out.
Koenig's numbers on the season: .572, .152 is his whip. More walks than strikeouts on the season. Fastball, curveball, cutter, and a changeup.
Yuli to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Yuli now with a hit in 7 of his last 8 games as he'll get into second base. That is double number 37 on the year for Gurriel.
Yuli stayed back on a changeup here. We'll see it on our Mattress Firm Supermo and confirm that it was that changeup. Good job extending through the zone. Hooking it down that left field line for that 2-bagger.
Now Trey Mancini will bat. Mancini takes the breaking ball for a strike. Trey has struck out and walked. Fouled out of play, 0-2. Yuli now 3 for 4 in his career against Cody. Mancini has never faced this lefty before. Upstairs, 1-2. The Astros' first hit. That was not a home run, still an extra base hit. They don't have a single yet tonight as we play here in the 6th inning. Astros wrapping up the season series against the A's last night, winning their 10th game of the season against 6 A's wins. Astros with a winning record again against all 4 teams inside their division. No one bouncing in there, 2-2. Like the Astros do that on a regular basis now, with the exception being that pandemic season. The Astros just dominant within the AL West yet again this year. Inside 3-2. Mauricio Dubon waits on deck. And Mancini down on strikes. First strikeout out of the bullpen for Koenig, and one out here in the 6th inning. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Mentioned that division that the Astros have dominated. If you go back to 2017 until today, the best winning percentage against their own division. Dodgers next closest, then the Guardians, Yankees, and Braves. The Astros have dominated the AL West for the last 6 years.
The Astros did a good job of setting up the American League West, though. The 2013-14 season went sweet. They could beat up on this team, and all of a sudden things got flipped in a hurry, and it's been absolute dominance ever since.
Based on that last graphic, the Astros probably the most disappointed with the new schedule next year.
Yeah, they like playing inside the division. Removing those games is going to change.
They go from 76 games within their division, along with everybody else, to 52 games within the division. So you go from almost half of your schedule to a little bit less than a third of your schedule inside the division next year. 13 games against every team as opposed to 19 in the past. Koenig misses on 3 straight. It's 3-0. Martin Maldonado, who hit a grand slam against Koenig earlier this year, is on deck. Tonight puts the Astros into the postseason. Dubon 3-0 swinging, sends one to left field. Tony Kemp is there and puts it away for the 2nd out of the inning. Dubon hit it hard, but he's out number 2. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Mix Good Good Sauce with my new Spicy Good Good Sauce for spicy good sauce.
Here's Martin Maldonado. Has grounded out and struck out. He hit that grand slam earlier this year against Koenig here at Minute Maid Park with Justin Verlander on the mound. It was right before the All-Star break. The Saturday before the All-Star break, hit a grand slam as part of a 5-0 win. 3rd career grand slam for Maldonado. Takes one down, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Maldonado into left field. That's a base hit. In to score Yuli Gurriel. Martin Maldonado an RBI single. First single of the night for the Astros makes it 5-0.
Love 2-out RBIs. Martin coming up clutch right here. Got him a 2-seamer out over the plate that he can handle and takes it right back up the middle. See that pull shift being played against him. Yuli scoring easily with 2 outs off with the swing.
Now Jose Altuve will bat. Altuve 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1.
Imagine the pyrotechnic team is pretty happy that the Astros scored that last run on a base hit instead of a home run. Allow them to refuel the rockets out there.
Yeah. 4 hits allowed by the starting pitcher, all solo home runs. Now 2-0 to Altuve as Koenig has fallen behind the last few hitters. It's only the 4th time since 1974 that the Astros' first 4 hits were all home runs. They did it a couple of times in the 2004 season and then again in 2014. Tonight, Yordan Alvarez with 3 and Jeremy Pena with 1. He drops in there for a strike on Altuve. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Yordan's 3 home runs have compiled to the equivalent of a 5K September trot. My gosh. Every one of those was just absolutely obliterated.
So he's got, what, over 1,300 feet so far?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Altuve down on strikes, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 6th inning. But Houston adds a run. Martin Maldonado, an RBI single. It's now a 5-0 game.
Things got off to a thunderous start with one big swing from Yordan Alvarez. That was only 34 feet. Proceeded to back it up and hit another home run off Adrian Martinez at 431 feet before Jeremy Pena got in on the action on a hanging slider up onto the train tracks. No slouch either at 408, and then the big one. 3rd home run for Yordan off of Adrian Martinez goes 464 feet. The back-to-back home runs for Pena and Alvarez. And according to Steve Sparks, as you see the Astros leading 5-0, Alvarez is the first player in club history to hit 3 homers off the same pitcher in a single game.
Ever.
Wow. Thank you, Mark Kotze.
1,329 feet were the home runs.
Oh my goodness.
That's what, about almost a little more than a quarter of a mile?
Yeah.
Phil Maton back out there, his 2nd inning of work. It'll be Sean Murphy, Seth Brown, and Chad Pinder. Pinder taking over for Ramon Laureano in right field. Laureano hit by a pitch on the hand from Justin Verlander earlier in the game. Leaving the game in the last inning. Murphy has struck out and grounded out. Astros lead 5-0. They are 9 outs away from qualifying for the postseason for the 6th consecutive year. That ball up the middle for a base hit. Well, Murphy starts out the 7th with a single.
Astro fans, scan the QR code to stay connected with your favorite team throughout the entire season. Make sure you are following AT&T Sportsnet on Twitter for game highlights, player interviews, and giveaways. Scan the QR code to follow us and keep up on the latest on the Astros all season long.
Well, Seth Brown will be the batter. A's with a leadoff base runner on for consecutive innings now. First pitch off the plate for ball 1. Brown has struck out and drawn a walk. Maton, who did not work in that Tiger series, did not work the first game of this series. Usually a reliever doesn't go into a game working with 5 days of rest, but that was the case tonight for Maton, who pitched last Saturday and again here on a Friday night. Now with Bounce into the Astros dugout, 2-1. Some games impacting playoff races in the American League tonight. The Guardians came from down 3-0 with 3 runs in the 7th and a run in the 8th to defeat Minnesota 4-3. That's a big loss for the Twins. They can't afford to fall much further behind. They are now 5 games behind Cleveland with 19 games to go. Brown misses that pitch, 2-2. Tampa Bay is trailing Texas 4-3 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. They have the bases loaded and 2 outs against the Rangers. And the Yankees and Milwaukee are tied at 5. And Seattle trailing early in Anaheim. The Angels leading 2-1.
Did you already mention that Baltimore game?
I did not mention Baltimore. Who won that game?
Might be a big one to kind of talk about.
How Toronto beating Baltimore 6-3. Yeah, the crazy part was if the Astros won tonight.
That was the weirdest. I mean, it was just, maybe it was just the perfect, like that timing in the schedule where it just kind of.
It was weird because Baltimore,
yeah,
having to run the table would have given Toronto X number of losses. All these different permutations somehow reduced the magic number down to 1 if the Astros won. But yes, Baltimore lost 6-3. So now it's where it would have been anyhow. Because we thought the magic number was 2 going in. But all those crazy combinations.
Scenarios.
Yeah. But the further the Orioles fall back, the less engaged they might be by the time the Astros face them next weekend. As Maton misses outside ball 4 as he walks Seth Brown. Well, it's been a little bit of a struggle for Maton. He got some fine defense behind him last inning after an initial hit. Paney made a nice catch on a line drive for the first out, and then Yuli turned a nice double play. Now 2 on with nobody out, and Chad Pinder will get his first at bat of this game. Ryan Stanek grabs a baseball. White Sox are playing the Tigers at Comerica Park, and they're 2-2 in the bottom of the 10th. Tigers trying to walk things off. All these games have major impact with less than 3 weeks to go. The Astros are counting down the numbers, trying to wrap up a playoff spot tonight and trying to reduce their magic number in the AL West. First pitch missing to Chad Pinder. There's a strike. Going into this outing, hitters were just 1 for their last 18 against Maton in his last 7 appearances. A couple of hits tonight so far. Beats him on the inside edge, 1-2. He got him. Maton strikes out Pinder for the first out. First strikeout for Phil. 1 away in the 7th.
It's time to name that Astro, powered by Reliant. We gave you 3 clues earlier. Astrodome outfield, twice as nice. That number's taken. Who is that Astro? Jose Cruz. That number 25 retired by the Astros in 1992. 2-time All-Star and 2-time Silver Slugger for the Houston Astros, and probably one of the all-time favorites to wear that Astros uniform.
Stops by the booth every once in a while. It's good to see Cheo when he's around. Dermis Garcia, the batter, a couple of strikeouts tonight against Justin Verlander, 2 of the 9 strikeouts for JV. You mentioned it earlier, Verlander throwing more sliders than fastballs tonight. Last night, Lance McCullers Jr. struck out everybody in the lineup, part of his 11 strikeout game. Tonight, Garcia struck out twice against Verlander. JV would strike out everybody in the lineup with the exception of Jonah Bride tonight. Garcia down on the count here, 1-2. Yeah, the Orioles losing, even though the magic number was 1. It was only 1 if the Astros won, which just sounds crazy. You have to trust me based on all the permutations MLB sent us. So the Orioles losing does not put the Astros into the playoffs yet, but it sets up the same scenario as if the Orioles would have won their game. The Astros just needed a win to get in.
I trust you implicitly.
I can give you the breakdown, but it would bore you to tears.
I'm usually an ultra crepidarian, but I'll leave that magic number to you.
Ooh.
I had some making up to do.
Where's that pitch? All right. 3-2. A little low, I guess.
Maybe. Pretty good pitch. That's where you want that curveball to be.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. Foul tip caught by Maldonado. Back-to-back strikeouts for Maton. 2 outs in the inning.
Maton is a guy that we talk about spin all the time, but it's actually the spin on that fastball has been effective the last 2 hitters. A couple of swinging strikes of Pinder and Garcia on the fastball.
So now Jonah Bride, the only hitter in the lineup who is not struck out for the A's. Called strike. A little bit off, 2-1. Astros looking for 2 innings out of Phil Maton tonight. Thrown 32 pitches so far. There's a good pitch on the outside edge, 2-2.
Now the fastball's playing. Talked all night between yesterday and today about how the A's have issues with spin, but it's been the fastball. It's been effective for Phil Maton in this inning.
He got him. Maton strikes out 3 in a row after an initial base hit and a walk as he gets Laureano, Garcia, and Bride in order.
That's 2-3 home run games. So we're taking you back to the first one. 2019, his rookie year. He did it in Baltimore. The team scored 23 runs that night, but Jordan driving in 7 of them with the 3 home runs he hit his rookie year. Of course, winning AL Rookie of the Year that season. Just coming out on the major league scene, introducing himself to everyone across the majors. Here we are a couple years later here at Minute Maid Park, putting on a show for the fans. These are not cheap home runs, but 3 against the Oakland A's. We're 64 for that 3rd home run. All smiles tonight. Now, one of just 3 players with multiple 3 home run games in an Astros uniform. Joining Baggy, the Big Papa. There's Jordan. Wow, guys.
Wow is right. He's got a chance to make history tonight. No Astros ever hit 4 home runs in a game. He's going to get an opportunity in this inning, batting second, facing the lefty Jared Koenig. Jeremy Pena leading things off here against Koenig. Pena hitting a home run his last time up, number 18 on the season for Jeremy. And he goes after a first pitch changeup for a swinging strike, 0-1. Drops in the hook. 0-2 the count. Astros with 6 hits tonight. The first 4 were home runs. It's the 4th time that's happened since 1974. All balls in the dirt. 1-2. First time, or 4th time it's happened for the Astros since 1974. On the ground, 2 hops to the third baseman, Demian Machine. Pena hustling, but he's out number 1.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you what Comerica Park looks like as Jordan hit 2 bombs. 1 to right center, 1 to left center. It would have not have gotten out of Comerica. But Jordan accepting the challenge, hit that 3rd one in the 5th inning that went 464 feet to finally get out of the biggest ballpark on the planet, Comerica Park.
Everybody standing. Every single person is standing as he hammers one to right field for a base hit. A 4-for-4 night with 3 home runs. Got a standing ovation before that first swing and singles in the right.
Wasn't for lack of effort. That one came off the bat at 109.3. Just wasn't able to elevate it. Got a curveball that he could handle. Koenig might have gotten away with one where Jordan just got a little bit too quick out in front.
That was a cool moment with everybody in the building standing as he strode to the plate.
The second he dug in, everybody was up. That felt great.
Now Alex Bregman, who's been hit by a pitch and grounded out a couple of times, takes one up for a ball 1. Jordan with a 4-hit game tonight. Alex hits one to center field, playable for Seth Brown. Puts it away for out number 2.
Legends of the Game is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Carlos Lee, RBI producer, 3 straight 100-plus RBI seasons between 07, 08, and 09. He is the last Astros outfielder with 100-plus RBI in a season. One thing that El Caballo could do was go out there and drive in some runs. He'd shorten up with guys at second base, shoot it up the middle the other way to drive in that runner with a base hit, but he also had that prodigious pop as Kyle Tucker tries to approach that 100 RBI plateau.
Yeah, Tucker's got a 5-game hitting streak on the line and a 5-game RBI streak on the line. Might be his final at bat here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Jordan Alvarez with 4 of the Astros' 7 hits. It's his 3rd career 4-hit game and his first since 2019. Jordan, with his monster game tonight, has moved his OPS up from 1,003 to 1,034. No, excuse me, 1,032. 408 on base percentage and a 624 slug now.
I'm tired of you being so far off on these numbers.
Ball hit hard and foul, almost ricochets. Hits Omar Lopez as it heads back to fair territory. So he'll still trail Aaron Judge in those categories, but he might jump Paul Goldschmidt in terms of second highest OPS in the major leagues.
You are correct, as it stands right now. Paul Goldschmidt's at 1,016. Jordan at 1,032.
The take on a breaking ball, 3-2 the count to Kyle Tucker. Jordan Alvarez will get a head start. Ryan Stanek has continued to stay warm in the Astros bullpen. Stanek will get the 8th inning. Astros leading 5-0. Tucker trying to add to that. Tucker gets under this one, hits it high in the air to right center field. Brown and Pinder converge. It's the center fielder Brown who puts it away for the final out of the inning. Another hit for Jordan. One man left on base. We head to the 8th. It's 5-0 Astros.
Straw poll this evening. We're asking the subplot that you're really into, following closely. Justin Verlander and the Cy Young Award race wins the poll, just beating out the #1 seed in the American League. I know a lot of fans are following that as well. We're going to keep an eye on what the Yankees are doing. But that Cy Young race, Verlander, his ERA has been updated, 1.78. We are down to just a couple of starts left for him in the season. For all these guys, Cease, McClanahan, Valdez in the conversation. Gotta love that for Fromber and all the work he's put into this season. Let's see how it plays out. We're getting close.
Yeah, it's JV's to lose right now, in my opinion.
100%. No, he's done everything he needs to do to go out there and prove the fact that he is the Cy Young pitcher. An opponent average at 190. I know Cease is at 187, but at the same time, Cease leading the league in walks. I just don't think that that's something you do have to take into account. As effective as he is, still has a lot of traffic, and that's why you're seeing the low ERA, the low batting average against, and the low whip number. That whip number was pretty impressive for Justin Verlander. You see Stanek with an impressive ERA in this season, in this campaign, 53rd appearance with a 1.12 ERA.
Jay Langoliers, the batter, to lead things off here in the 8th inning, down in the count 1-2.
That moves Justin Verlander's whip to .83.
And his batting average against to 185.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's extremely good.
Yeah, .83.
And Cease is at a 1.08.
So Cease coming into today had a 187 batting average against. Verlander was at 190. Verlander flips that script as well. So he's at 185 to Cease's 187. And he already mentioned the walks.
Yeah.
Justin will get 2, possibly 3, depending on how they shake things out. Starts the rest of the way. Langoliers goes down. Ryan Stanek comes in out of the bullpen and picks up a strikeout. The Astros bullpen has now struck out 4 A's in a row. Hey, how about the best ERA ever in Colt 45s or Astros history out of the bullpen?
Good for Ryan Stanek. It was a minute 1.12 ERA. Well ahead of Will Harris, who had a 1.50 in 2019.
Nick Allen takes one up for a ball, 1-0. Astros have now struck out 13 A's tonight after striking out 16 A's last night. 29 strikeouts so far in this series of Astros pitching against Oakland hitting. Foul tip, Allen with a count of 2-1. Taking nothing away from Dylan Cease's season or Shane McClanahan's season or Frommer's season for that matter, but Justin Verlander has just been a step above. There's no other way you can slice it or dice it. He came in leading the majors in ERA, leading the majors in WHIP, leading in opponents' OPS, and he improved all those numbers tonight. 5 no-hit innings. And Cease made things a little interesting while Justin was on the IL. Cease was dealing.
Yeah, he was.
Pitched a near no-hitter, then had another great outing his second time out. Didn't pitch as well as third time, but he might have closed the gap a little bit. As Nick Allen called out on strikes, Ryan Stanek picks up back-to-back strikeouts. That's now 5 consecutive strikeouts for Astros pitching.
Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Weekend and be one of 10,000 fans tomorrow night to get a unique Astros Sugar Skull bobblehead presented by Bank of America. Visit astros.com/promotions to find your tickets today.
So the Angels are beating the Mariners 4-1.
Hey-oh.
Things are getting interesting. We're counting some things down here. A chance for a magic number to go from 6-4 tonight if the Astros win and the Mariners lose. Mariners playing the Angels in Anaheim, and it's 4-1 after 3 innings. And oh, by the way, Shohei Ohtani pitches for the Angels tomorrow.
He is going to pitch. Came out of that game against the Astros with the blister issue, right?
He's listed. I keep looking on Twitter to see if there's any mention of him not going, and I don't see anything saying he's not going, so he's listed as their starter tomorrow.
Wow, and the way he's been pitching, that could help the Astros cause to speed up this magic number.
Shohei contributed with the offense tonight against Robbie Ray. Tony Kemp, the batter. Tony 0 for 3 tonight, was robbed on a nice play by Jeremy Pena his last time up. Splitter catches the top of the zone, 2-2. Phil Maton struck out Chad Pinder, Dermis Garcia, and Jonah Bride, the last 3 batters of the 7th. Stanek striking out Langoliers and Allen, the first 2 batters of the 8th. And a 2-2 count here on Tony Kemp. Three and two. Nothing inside, ball 4. Kemp will draw a 2-out walk. This week on Astros Bases Loaded, the Astros take it to the next level as they close in on 100 wins. A trio of teammates get together for charity, and we celebrate Hispanic History Month with Hazael Wesson. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the postgame show only on AT&T Sportsnet. Here's Vimial Machine, 0 for 3 tonight. The air to center field, pretty well struck, but playable. Mauricio Dubon eases up as he goes back in front of the warning track to put it away. Another shutout inning for Ryan Stanek's 2022 season. The Astros lead 5-0 heading to the bottom of the 8th. Toyota, let's go places. And by Fubo TV. Stream the Astros on AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Visit FuboTV.com for a free trial. On we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Astros within 3 outs of qualifying for the playoffs for the 6th consecutive year. Astros leading 5-0. 3 solo home runs from Yordan Alvarez. A solo home run from Jeremy Pena and an RBI single by Martin Maldonado. Alvarez hitting 3 home runs in a game tonight, 15th time in Astros history that has happened. And as Julia told us earlier, one of 3 who have done it multiple times in their career, including Glenn Davis and Jeff Bagwell. Yuli Gurriel leading off the bottom half of the 8th inning against Jared Koenig. He's gone the rest of the way after the starter Adrian Martinez left after 5 innings. Koenig so far has allowed a run on 3 hits in his 2 innings of work. There are people on Twitter that feel like the Astros have already mathematically qualified for the playoffs, and I said it was convoluted to try and describe how they can't still make the playoffs. It would take a comeback win by the A's tonight, down 5-0 as we play in the bottom of the 8th, and then the Astros would have to lose the remainder of their games the rest of the year. The Baltimore Orioles would have to win the remainder of their games the rest of the year. That means they would have to beat the Blue Jays the 5 more times they play them. The Blue Jays would have to win the rest of their games the rest of the year, other than those games they play against the Orioles. And then Tampa Bay would have to lose all 4 to Toronto and win the rest of their games. In that scenario, the Mariners could win the West. The Astros would be fighting for a wild card. Tampa Bay would be the first wild card. Baltimore would be the second wild card based on head-to-head, because that means they would have swept the Astros in a 4-game series up in Baltimore. So the Astros would be 1-6 against Baltimore, 4-2 against Toronto, and Toronto would win the 3rd wild card. So they're not yet in the playoffs, but they are 3 outs away. I told you it was convoluted.
How dare you?
Just saying.
Doubt Twitter.
Every once in a while, they get it wrong.
Twitter's never wrong.
Every once in a while. The weird part was when the magic number went from 2 to 1 today, and then he said that it's only 1 if the Astros win. It's not 1 if the Orioles lose. It was a very strange set of circumstances coming into tonight.
All I know is you made Lloyd Christmas very happy.
No, we don't want there to be a chance they don't get to the playoffs, even though it's a reality.
Well, they have a chance to get in still.
Oh, they're getting in.
Don't be a pessimist.
And don't expect a celebration tonight.
Oh no, these guys have been there, done that.
They may do some sort of acknowledgement in the clubhouse, but there's no party until
they got bigger plans.
Once they wrap up that AL West, then champagne will be flowing. But not until that went down and ended Trey Mancini 3-2. But a 95th win wraps it up tonight. Astros trying to improve to 95-50 on the year. Chopper towards second. Play there by Jonah Bry. Mancini retired for the second out.
Join the Astros Buddies Club presented by HEB today. For just $30, kids age 12 and under will receive a Buddies jersey, drawstring bag, hat, lanyard, and 4 tickets to an Astros game. Join the official kids club of the Astros today at astros.com/buddies.
Mauricio Dubon bats, 2 outs, bases empty. Brian Abreu's been warming up in the Astros bullpen, so it looks like he'll have the ninth. A's have their 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. Justin Verlander for 5 no-hit innings tonight. Phil Maton pitched 2 scoreless. And then Ryan Stanek had a scoreless 8. Mauricio Dubon with a base hit into left field. Dubon on a 1-0 pitch singles to left with 2 outs. And now a word from Gallery Furniture.
Play your Tempur-Pedic sleep set today at Gallery Furniture. Gallery Furniture delivers free tonight. You'll sleep great tonight.
Here's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado drove in a run his last time up. One for 3 tonight. Mariners scored a couple of runs in the 4th inning against the Angels. The Angels now lead 4-3. Maldonado sends one high in the air, pretty well hit to right field. That'll send Pinder all the way back, and on the warning track, or the edge of it, he puts it away for the final out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 man left on base. We head to the 9th. Astros lead 5-0.
Today, but also some very good defense being played, especially in the last week or so. Alex Bregman on a tough hop makes a long throw, and a good pick by Yuli Gurriel to get Langoliers out. Yuli with the proof, and then Yuli also had an opportunity to turn a 3-6-3 double play. Did a great job of popping up quickly and giving a great feed to Jeremy Pena, who was able to return that throw to Yuli, who actually got up in time to cover first base. Pitching, defense, and bombs winning this game right now for the Houston Astros.
It's been a fun night. Justin Verlander and Yordan Alvarez leading the way in this 5-0 game, and now Brian Abreu on in the 9th.
Brian Abreu's numbers on the season look very good. Sub-2 is at ERA. His whip creeping closer to 1. 77 strikeouts in 47 games he's pitched in already. Great stuff with the high velocity fastball, slider. Curveball also mixed in there. Gave up his first run since the All-Star break in that last outing in Detroit.
Well, he'll face 3, 4, and 5. Sean Murphy, Seth Brown, Chad Pinder here in the 9th inning. Only 2 A's hits were against Phil Maton. 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. Maton had to throw 34 pitches tonight in his 2 innings of shutout baseball. Ryan Stanek was extended a little bit in his inning, 24 pitches worth. Astros have combined to strike out 14 A's tonight after striking out 16 A's last night. Last night it was Lance for 11. Seth Martinez got a couple of strikeouts and his first big league win. Hector Neris got a strikeout of the 1 batter he faced. Rafael Montero added 2. Tonight Verlander 9, Maton 3, Stanek 2. And now Abreu ahead of the count 1 and 2. There's a line drive over the head of Alex Bregman for a base hit. So Sean Murphy continues to be one of the best hitters in this lineup. He had a double and a triple last night. 2 of the 3 hits for the A's, and tonight, once again, he has 2 of their 3 hits. I'll bring up Seth Brown. Brown has walked a couple of times and struck out. Even though the Astros have a 14-man staff with the expanded rosters here in September, as the A's dugout not happy with that call. They only have 7 relievers. They have 7 starters right now, with Justin Verlander joining the mix. See how that whole thing shakes out. But right now, 6 of the 7 relievers used in this series. Only Ryan Presley not used. In fact, they used an extra reliever last night who's no longer on the active roster, as Seth Martinez pitched in last night's game. Right now it's a 14-man staff with 7 starters and 7 relievers. For this recent run, the most consecutive seasons the Astros have been in the playoffs was 3 straight years, 97, 98, and 99. They made it 4 out of 5 by getting back in 2001. A win tonight puts them in the postseason for a 6th consecutive year. Looking like they might eclipse the 100-win plateau for the 4th time. In the last 5 full seasons of baseball. Abreu, a swing and a miss of Brown. Brown goes down on strikes for the first out of the 9th.
Verlander's comeback today, and he did a phenomenal job going 5 innings of no-hit baseball. It was, again, very good on the spin. Normally we see Justin Verlander aggressive with the fastball, but he went with the slider today. He's having issues with the spin, and he used his slider to great effectiveness. Went out there and got himself 9 strikeouts in 5 innings, throwing more sliders than fastballs. We even saw the changeup mixed in there for him rather frequently, usually using that changeup about 2% of the time. Used it 10% of the time tonight.
We've got a strikeout of Seth Brown on the changeup tonight, showing no ill effects from 18 days of rest.
Not at all.
Coming off the IL, and that's his second start in his last 3 where he's left with a no-hitter. Had 6 innings of no-hit baseball going against the Twins on August 23rd. Left his last start before tonight due to injury. So that's now 14 innings of 3-hit shutout baseball's last 3 starts.
I'd be able to win with that.
He's pretty good.
Gosh. Yeah, we'll give him one more shot to stay in the rotation.
I think he should. He deserves it. He deserves another shot. He might pitch. Well, we don't know because there's 7 starters right now. I can't even speculate.
Yeah, somehow, some way they're going to make sure that these guys get the rest they need and set that rotation up.
So they're still in the midst. Today is the halfway point of 17 straight games. They're in game 8 of 17 in a row. They're almost the halfway point. I guess game 9 would be the midpoint. So they'll have 17 in a row, and then that final homestand, they'll have 2 days off. So they might mix things up then. But I don't know if I've ever heard of a 7-man rotation before. That one's down and away, 2-2. We do know who's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, we can get that far.
Jose Urquidy. We do know who's starting Sunday, Framber Valdez.
Oh, now you're getting out there.
We're way out there. The Tampa Bay series TBD. Or TBA. Could be determined, but maybe just not announced.
We're not sure what the count is here, TK.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's 3-2.
Aldi knows. Aldi's saying it's 2-2.
According to StatCast, they've got 3-2.
Three-two. 3-2. That's what Chris Guccione's saying. All right. Everybody's on the same page.
2 balls, 3 strikes. Here we go.
Single and a strikeout so far in this inning. And another strikeout. Abreu picks up a strikeout of Pinder. Just like last night, the Astros striking out 16 Oakland A's tonight.
Pretty aggressive on that slider. Pinder chasing well off the outside corner for that strikeout. Slider effective again. It's all spin.
Slider looking strong tonight. Termis Garcia, last chance for the A's. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Termis has struck out 3 times tonight. Might stay with that slider for every pitch in this at bat. It's 0-2.
That's nasty. That's a great pitch by Brian Abreu. Go ahead and do it again, Brian.
33,850. Many still here for the fireworks tonight after the game. This ball hit high in the air to left center. Dubon and Alvarez. It's Dubon who makes the catch and puts the Astros into the postseason for a 6th consecutive season. A 5-0 shutout. The Astros have qualified for the playoffs with that win. Lumber, what a night it was between JV and Yordan Alvarez, and getting back to the postseason for 6 in a row and 7 out of 8.
Yeah, it's only fitting that you see the Astros get back to full strength with the rotation, adding the A's Justin Verlander back into the mix. He looked great, 5 no-hit innings. And then you get this guy right here swinging the bat, getting him hot. He went above and beyond today with 3 home runs off Adrian Martinez. So you've got stellar Cy Young type pitching and MVP type hitting on a night where they clinch another playoff berth.
Well, the magic number to clinch the AL West is at 5 right now. We'll follow that Seattle score as the night progresses. Right now, the Mariners are trailing 4-3 in the 5th inning. But the Astros are in the postseason. Plenty to talk about tonight on the postgame show. It'll be Kevin Etchenfelder and Brian Bogusevic hosting. Julian Morales will get interviews, including the big man on the field after this one. Astros win 5-0. They're back in the postseason yet again. All that coming up on the Astros postgame show presented by Whataburger right around the corner.